Welcome to Know This About Africa, your ultimate source for insightful and informative content about the African continent. In this video, we will delve into the military capabilities of various African countries and explore the factors that contribute to their strength. From Egypt's formidable armed forces to Libya's divided military landscape, we will shed light on the region's military dynamics. So, without further ado, let's dive into the top 10 African countries with remarkable military strength. 1. Egypt. Egypt's military strength is unparalleled, thanks to the sheer magnitude of its armed forces. Ranking an impressive 12th globally, Egypt's power in North Africa stands out prominently. The Egyptian armed forces encompass the Egyptian Army, Navy, Air Force, and Air Defense Command, forming a formidable defense network. With a massive active frontline force of nearly 500,000 personnel, Egypt surpasses all its African counterparts by a significant margin. The arsenal at Egypt's disposal is truly formidable. They possess a vast fleet of nearly 10,000 armored fighting vehicles and an impressive 60,000 logistical vehicles. Additionally, their air power comprises 1,092 aircraft, showcasing their commitment to dominance in the skies. Notably, Egypt's naval strength stands out as a key differentiator, with traditional carriers and even nuclear-powered submarines enhancing their capabilities. Furthermore, Egypt benefits from its substantial oil reserves, which provide additional resources for their military endeavors. This combination of factors solidifies Egypt's position as a formidable force in the global military landscape. 2. Algeria. Just like its North Africa counterpart, Algeria has managed to use its large maritime border to its advantage. The country has managed to develop massive military capabilities on land, in air as well as in the waters. The country, however, ranks a distant second in 27th position in global rankings. Algeria's active frontline personnel number more than 130,000 troops, and it has nearly 2,000 armored fighting vehicles at its disposal. The country is experiencing turmoil after its longtime president stepped down, but the military has also found a voice as instability and civil unrest persists. The army in Algeria is the only entity able to oppose effectively Islamic forces that almost took over the country after the independence. 3. South Africa. As it hasn't been embroiled in an international military conflict for some time, South Africa uses its highly advanced military for peacekeeping and international cooperation. The lack of conflict has not prevented the country from having a whopping $5 billion defense budget. Its aircraft and naval vessels are notoriously well equipped with the latest technology, and though the country has less than 100,000 active frontline personnel, it has the capabilities and manpower for much more. Add to that a vast array of land system technology, and the South African military is a force to be reckoned with. 4. Nigeria. The West Africa Army has been locked in a battle with the Boko Haram insurgency for the better half of the decade. Despite significant gains made in Buhari's first term, there have been a few setbacks in the past year, as the army is more trained for conventional warfare rather than the guerrilla tactics used by the insurgents. An abundant domestic oil supply eases the financial burden of involvement in military conflict. Nigeria has more than 1,800 armored vehicles, 250 tanks, and 6,000 logistical vehicles at its disposal, as well as nearly 300 aircraft and 25 high-powered naval vessels. The naval power of the country lags behind compared to the rest of the African counterparts with maritime borders. 5. Ethiopia. Despite being landlocked and not having the advantages of the most others, Ethiopia is the only country without a maritime border in the top 5. Ethiopia has focused its resources on developing its army and air force to an impressive degree. The GFP doesn't penalize landlocked countries for not having a naval force. The country has for years experienced internal conflict. The need for a strong military has also been a necessity considering the threat of terrorist group Al-Shabaab. Ethiopia currently has an active force of 140,000 troops, with nearly 2 million people reaching military age annually. 6. Angola. The Angola Armed Forces, FFA, has three components: the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. The eggs from what the president calls the Golden Goose, oil reserves, have allowed the Southern Africa nation to fund a large military budget. It currently has an active force of up to 100,000 troops, backed up by 585 armored fighting vehicles, 300 tanks, 285 pieces of aircraft, and has a navy of 57 craft. 7. Morocco. King Mohammed VI has urged the government to recruit 15,000 Moroccans into compulsory military service. The Royal Army has an active force of 196,000 personnel. At their disposal are 292 aircraft, 2,640 armored vehicles, 1,120 tanks, and a navy with a fleet of 123 assets. The Army also kicked off joint military exercise with the US-dubbed African Lion 2019 in March, which was focused on training it for the fight against violent extremism and terrorism. However, despite its large budget, funding partners such as the US have reported that it remains plagued by corruption, an inefficient bureaucracy, and low levels of education in the ranks. The deployment of most of its forces in Western Sahara remains its biggest weakness to date. 8. Sudan. Probably the most controversial of them all. The military strength has grown through the decades of the former ruler, and it has received funding from Saudi Arabia in the last few months after grabbing power. The military has an active force of 10,400 personnel, 191 aircraft, 410 combat tanks, 403 armored fighting vehicles, and a total of 18 naval assets. Most of this equipment is supplied from Russia and China, as the country is under sanctions from Western countries. 9. Democratic Republic of Congo. The DRC is home to Africa's second largest population at 86 million. The United Nations still has a presence in the country, as the country's own forces are not fully ready to handle the peace operations. The security reform of the country began in 2003 after a period of civil war, and is still grappling with the effort to integrate armed non-state actors into national security institutions. There is an active force of 134,000 personnel. Though this is a sizable force, it is still lagging behind in training compared to other forces. 10. Libya. The military has an impressive catch of equipment, which you obviously guessed is from its oil dollars. The country is currently divided. The government in Tripoli is battling to keep the forces out of the city, as it lacks a fully integrated force. Regardless, the country still has available 2,500 armored fighting vehicles, 500 tanks, 600 towed artillery pieces, 6,500 logistical vehicles. As we conclude our exploration of the top 10 African countries with remarkable military strength, it becomes evident that various factors contribute to the military capabilities of each nation. Whether it's Egypt's sheer size and naval power, Algeria's strategic advantage, or South Africa's focus on peacekeeping, African countries are continuously striving to enhance their military readiness and contribute to regional stability. However, it is crucial to address challenges such as corruption, bureaucracy, and the need for ongoing training and reforms to ensure efficient and effective military forces. We hope you found this overview of African military strength informative and thought-provoking. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Know This About Africa for more captivating updates on the diverse aspects of the African continent. Also, make sure to click the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.